It's weird how time works when you step away from stuff, you know? Like, when you're in the middle of doing something every day, work, school, making videos, whatever, it all just kind of blurs together. Days feel the same, but the second you stop, time stretches out in this weird way. Like, you blink and a week's gone, but also it feels like you've been floating for a month. I don't know, it's hard to explain. I remember back in school, we get them like 2 weeks off for winter break or whatever, and everyone would be hyped, like freedom, finally. And for the first few days, it would feel amazing. Stay up late, do nothing, rot in bed, all that shit. But then like day 4 or 5 would hit and you just feel off. Like you weren't supposed to be doing nothing. Like you were wasting something, even though the whole point was to waste time, you know? You'd almost miss the thing you were trying to get away from. I think that's the part that people don't warn you about. Everyone talks about burnout like it's this big dramatic crash, like you're running and then suddenly you just can't anymore. And yeah, that happens, but what they don't tell you is the weird guilt that comes after when you finally stop and you're just sitting there and your brain's like, okay, we're resting now, this is good, this is what we needed. And then 5 minutes later it's like, wait, why aren't you doing anything? Everyone else is doing stuff and you're falling behind. Get up. Like you can't even rest right without your own head turning on you. It's almost funny, honestly. Like we invented weekends, we invented vacations, we literally built rest into the system on purpose, and still as soon as you take it, you feel like you're committing some kind of crime or some shit. Like some primal part of your brain forgot that hiding from saber-toothed tigers or some shit isn't the priority anymore. You're allowed to sit down, but it doesn't feel like it sometimes. I think the hardest part is when the break is not a choice, or I don't know, maybe it is a choice, but it doesn't feel like one. Like you know you need to stop, so you do, but there's still this voice that says you should have pushed through, that other people would have pushed through, that you're weak for stepping back, and you know that's bullshit logically. Like you know rest is how you come back and actually do good shit, but logic doesn't always win, you know? Sometimes feelings just sit there louder. But here's the thing I've noticed. After enough time, something shifts. I don't know when it happens exactly. Could be a week, could be a month, but at some point the guilt fades and you just are, I guess. You stop measuring yourself against the version of you that was doing stuff. You stop keeping score and suddenly you can breathe again. And weirdly, that's when ideas start coming back. Not because you forced them, but because you finally got out of your own way. It's like your brain's a phone that's been on low battery mode for months and you finally plugged it in, or some shit like that. I don't really know. Except instead of charging fast, it just sits at 1% for 3 hours and then slowly wakes up like, oh, we're still here. Okay, cool. I got nothing for you yet though. Check back tomorrow. Real helpful, brain. Thanks. I don't know. I guess the point is breaks are weird. They feel wrong when you're in them and necessary when you're out, and maybe that's just how it's supposed to be. You don't realize you needed the pause until you're on the other side of it, and even then you probably won't notice until you're mid-thought one day and you go, I feel okay right now. And that's the sign, I think, that it worked. But anyway, until next time, keep being you and stay alive out there.